56,855 words written to evidence issues. That's an insane amount. That's taken up a lot of time in my workday, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. Obviously, I can't do that, but as much as I appreciate the need to have safeguards in a workplace for a number of reasons, that level of work and resource and time to create something that big, to evidence something that is clear, concise, and to be honest can be seen from the quality of someone's output, is absolutely balmy. So yeah, wow, that's how much I've written. We'll see what happens in the near future, but it's taken its mental toll on me. I'm not gonna lie. I am so done with this situation now that I would quite happily never manage another person again. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Well, that's a really good question. I've still got toothache, so warm drinks, constantly Spider-Man mug, keeping me nice and warm. Yeah, the toothache is not going anywhere, which is a little bit annoying. Can't really do anything about it right now, so just going to carry on with that situation. Now, anyway, one of the things that I've considered over the past few days was, obviously I've been working on something on the sidelines, getting there slowly, much more slowly than I was hoping I would be to talk about, but it's a community exercise. I'll go so far as to say that. I'm really looking forward to launching that. Be a fun little project and hopefully really help with something that I'm very passionate about, which is raising the profile of the city that I live in. I realise that I will probably get some, I don't want to say flack. Flack's the wrong word, but I'll most likely get some negative kickback from people that don't see the point in doing anything positive for the community if you're not getting anything out of it, especially if it's not any type of monetary gain. And I won't get anything like out of it, and I don't want anything like that out of this project. It's entirely not the point. But it makes me think, what's going on in the world where we're not bothered. We're not bothered about the place where we live. We're not bothered about making it better. But we'll complain about things so readily, and yet we're not prepared to actually do anything to change that, to help each other, to make the community better as a whole, is really disappointing. And that's something that's becoming increasingly evident. I think in Bradford there is so much positivity there, but there's also so much negativity as well. People hate it, and I know people that I'm very close to that have this sort of view and opinion, which I disagree with personally, where they're more than willing to complain, but then they won't do anything to try and change things. And it's always the same argument that comes back. What's the point? Why should I do it? Nobody else is doing it. But, a stone never gets rolling unless somebody pushes it in the first instance, and then perhaps somebody else will push it a little bit further. And it's a cumulative effect, isn't it? I genuinely don't know when, or even if it was there was a significant tipping point in time over the past, well, my lifetime certainly, so 45 years almost, where community in society has just given up. Perhaps that isn't the case in all cities, but it certainly feels like it is when you see the proliferation of drug use that's just like blatant in public, and we don't care. The disrespect for authority from police to medical staff to even shopkeepers, how people treat each other. It really is disheartening, and it's one of the things that I'm trying personally to be a nicer person to everybody that I interact with on a daily basis, unless you deserve like total wrath, in which case, I pity you, fool. But generally, on a day-to-day basis, I try to be nice and interact with people in a positive way. And if I see people being negative to each other, certainly in an abusive way, I'll pull them up on it. Part of that, I suppose, is becoming a father and not wanting my son to be around that, and certainly to be a positive influence on him. But also, as I've got older and mellowed out somewhat, I'm of the opinion that it starts at home. I suppose this is where there's an overlap with my views and opinions and some of the wider religions. Now, I'm not a religious person by any means. I don't want to get into that. I don't agree with any of the religion's points of view onto what makes religion a religion, your deities, gods, any of that stuff. Forget about that. But a lot of the principles that are in a lot of the texts and teachings of religion do have, I think, a poignant influence. No, not poignant. I don't mean poignant. Do have a considerable amount that we can learn from them in how we respect each other and help each other as a society. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm working on is going to be huge and sway a lot of people or be a massive drive forward, but it's something, and it's a positive thing to bring to the city. And if more people would do that, I think it would be in a much better position. If people gave some of their valuable time up, which we're all time poor now, then perhaps as a cumulative effect, we could all end up with a better city, a better community. We could oust Susan Hinchcliffe from the council and perhaps have somebody that wasn't a complete idiot in charge. Sorry, gripe there, but you know what I mean. It's been a bit of a thoughtful one today. I'm going to leave it there for the rest of the day and come back tomorrow and see how it goes. Hopefully I'll sleep a little bit better tonight if the tooth stops hurting as much. Be positive to each other. If you do murder anybody, try and non-murder the idiots. Get them in shed. See you later.